Mike, what's up? Mikey says, oh, Happy New Year's. I was like, honey, what is honey? I've got a new question. I've got a question about ranking Weebly or Strikingly or similar Web 2.0 properties that you mentioned recently, but I think you said not to link them to the money site or include any brand info. Can you explain what the benefit of ranking them is and how you use them for clients? Okay, so I think you misunderstood what I mentioned or what I said. Again, I'm going to be covering a lot of this stuff in the live streaming on Twitch over the next month and beyond, but my goal is to try to get most of the process completed in January. So in this month, my guess is it'll go over though. They typically do. I usually set, completion dates on these kind of projects, and it usually almost always gets extended because more work always pops up. It's just the nature of the business, right? So what I was saying was there are Web 2.0 assets that we can rank very quickly, generally because they're on high authority domains. So they benefit from that. With just some on-page optimization, you can oftentimes rank for low competition keywords with just, having these high authority properties with some decent content, right? And you really don't even need decent content. You just have to have, there's strategic parts of the page that need to be optimized properly. Cover all of this again in the live training. But you said that you mentioned recently, but I think you said not to link into the money site or include any brand info. No, that's not correct. It depends on what you're doing with those Web 2.0 assets. Okay. If you're going to build a brand, so the rank and rent SEO mastery, which is what I'm calling it, model that I'm going to be going through is to first do the research and discovery. First decide a niche, right? Select an industry. Then you do the keyword research and discovery, which is a process to determine different keywords plus location modifiers in different combinations in the area that you've selected to determine what are the easy, quick ranking wins, right? What can we rank easily with just high authority properties? We test that with YouTube, schedule with live events. We can identify quick ranking keyword and location modifier combinations, and then we can go in and build quick ranking Web 2.0 in similar type of assets like Cloud Pages, G sites, Google sites, etc. In that targeting those keywords that we identified, we can rank quickly, right? But if we're going to build a brand, a more long-term brand, a more longer-term asset, which would be a brand on a self-hosted site, whether that's WordPress or HTML, I'm going to be doing both a WordPress site and HTML versions of a WordPress or and HTML versions of a site, because I'm going to really be what I'm going to be sharing on Twitch, guys. And I said this today on the first live stream. I said, come correct or don't come at all. Come hard or don't come at all, which means I'm going to go into the area. I've already got 2 areas selected that I'm going to target, and we're going to carpet bomb or blanket that entire area, like with a bunch of keyword plus location modifier combinations. And out of all of that, which is going to be a lot of work, but we will find a good percentage of them that will rank very easily. Then we go in and we build out more long-term assets for those areas. We start with the quick ranking keyword and location modifier combinations first on a self-hosted site. So that's the longer-term asset. We use the Web 2.0s for ranking quickly. If we're going to build a brand, though, then we want to know what your brand is going to be before you start this process. Secure a domain, get a logo created, right? Get graphics created, secure phone numbers, get everything set up, and then you start testing, poking keywords in a particular area. Once you identify the quick ranking keywords or the low competition keywords, then you start to build out the Web 2.0 assets with the brand information. They're branded assets. They should be. If you're going to build a long-term asset to target those areas, then you want the Web 2.0 assets to be branded assets, because those assets, even though we're building those first, will support the self-hosted site once we build that, which won't be until after we've done the Web 2.0 assets. Hopefully this is making sense. But the reason I say don't link from those Web 2.0 assets to a brand is only if you're going to be spamming the Web 2.0 assets with bulk spam links. Because now you can rank Web 2.0 assets by spamming them with bulk spam links. I don't do any kind of bulk spam at all anymore, but I know a lot of you do. A lot of SEOs still do. I don't. But if you're going to bulk spam with shit links to a Web 2.0 asset, do not link that directly to your money site. At least if you're going to, use no follow links from the Web 2.0 site to the money site, so that you're not tanking your money site because you're pushing a bunch of shitty link equity that's non-relevant from crappy sites to your money site. The Web 2.0 assets, because they have high domain authority, and in this case, I do mean Moz's domain authority, they can withstand that kind of abuse. But a self-hosted website that has no authority or very little authority, that can actually hurt the site. So why I probably wasn't clear when I said it initially, but what I'm trying to say is it depends on what you're going to be doing with those Web 2.0 assets. If you're just going to rank non-branded Web 2.0 assets or branded Web 2.0 assets, but never have a money site that you're going to eventually link to from those assets, then you spam away, spam until your heart is content. But if you are going to be building a longer term asset that's a branded asset, self-hosted asset that the branded Web 2.0 profiles are going to be linking to, don't spam those. Or if you are going to spam those Web 2.0 assets, make sure there are no follow links from the Web 2.0 assets to the money site, right? So that you're not pushing shitty link juice to your money site. That's what I was trying to say, okay? The way that I'm going to be teaching is not to spam any of it, because that's not my method. I don't do bulk spam links anymore. So I'll be building out Web 2.0 assets that are branded. I already have the brand secured before we start building out the assets. Once we start getting the Web 2.0 assets to rank, then we go in and build the more longer term asset, which is a self-hosted site. I'm going to do one brand version on a WordPress site, then I'm going to do another brand version on HTML pages. That makes sense. And we'll build all that out. And then I'm going to use my links, semantic links, to build links to those properties to help them to rank and stick. And that's what I'm going to be teaching. So anyway, it's a good question. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. You said, what is the benefit of ranking them and how do you use them for clients? Well, for me, like I said, I'm going to have a brand for each. I've got multiple brands now that I'm going to have at my disposal that I can deploy in different locations, or even 2 brands or 3 brands in one location. So I can literally dominate an area. So those Web 2.0 assets will be branded assets for that, whatever brand it is. But they're lead gen. So, what I've done for tree contractors in the past is we just have I direct my calls to a call center. So the call center just answers the call and says, whatever the lead gen asset brand name is, the lead gen brand name is, subcontractor for, or whatever. We say the company name that the contractor that's buying the leads from me is subcontracted by whatever the brand name is, my brand, my lead gen brand. Does that make sense? So it's not, because before I did that, when I was just directing leads directly from the my lead gen assets to a contractor, there was some confusion at times from the customer side, because they thought they contacted one company online and then another company shows up at their house or calls them to schedule an estimate. Does it make sense? That can create some confusion. So when I switched to just using a answering service, answerconnect.com, I've been using them for over 10 years now. Now what I do is I have the company that's buying the leads from me, when the answer receptionist, whatever, customer agent, whatever they call them at Answer Connect, when they answer the phone, they say, Joe's Tree Service subcontractor for whatever my lead gen asset name is. Does that make sense? And we make it very clear. They're a subcontractor for whatever my lead gen brand is. No confusion. Solved any problems. I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and it's never been a problem. So hopefully that makes sense. Point is, own the asset, guys. That's the point. You maintain control that way.